Nathan's phone rang at exactly 3:33 a.m. The caller ID displayed unknown number. When he answered, there was only silence, until a voice whispered, "Don't look outside." Nathan wasn't the type to scare easily. A tech reviewer by profession, he had spent years analysing the latest gadgets, unboxing, testing, and dissecting every feature. So when his new smartphone arrived with an unlisted pre-installed app called Echoline, he was intrigued. Curious, he opened it. The screen stayed black. Then his phone rang. The first time it called, he ignored it. But it kept happening, always at 3:33 a.m., always from an unknown number. One night, frustrated, he answered. Silence. Then the whisper, "Don't look outside." Nathan's heart pounded. Against his better judgment, he walked to his window. The street was empty, except for a single figure standing under the flickering streetlight. The second he noticed it, his phone buzzed again. "You looked." The next day, Nathan tried deleting Echoline, but it wouldn't uninstall. Factory reset? The app remained. Worse, his call log showed records of calls he never made, to numbers that didn't exist. That night, the phone rang again. The whisper returned. "You shouldn't have looked, Nathan." The figure was closer now, standing at the edge of his driveway. Its outline was wrong, distorted, shifting in a way that made his stomach turn. He snapped a photo, but the image showed nothing. Then, his phone screen flashed a new message. "We don't appear on cameras." Nathan turned off his phone and unplugged it, but the screen lit up anyway. The figure was now outside his front door. He barricaded himself inside, heart racing. The phone buzzed violently. When he glanced down, the screen displayed a live video feed of himself from the other side of the door. A knock echoed through the apartment. "Let me in." Nathan hurled the phone against the wall. It shattered, but the ringing continued, this time from his laptop. By morning, the calls stopped. The phone was fried, completely unusable. Thinking it was over, Nathan bought a replacement. That night, as he set up his new device, a notification appeared. Echoline has been successfully installed. And then the phone rang. Nathan backed away. The screen flashed. This time there was no caller ID. It simply read, "I'm inside." His lights flickered. The air turned cold. The floorboards creaked behind him. He wasn't alone. His breath hitched as he turned slowly. A shadow moved in the reflection of his TV screen, standing directly behind him. His phone buzzed violently. His laptop screen filled with static, then text, "You belong to us now." Nathan tried to run, but his body wasn't listening. His limbs locked. The phone in his hand vibrated harder, heating up, the sound drilling into his skull. Then the whisper returned, right at his ear. "You let me in." The screen of his phone turned black. The ringing stopped. Nathan disappeared that night. His apartment was left untouched, no sign of a struggle. His phone remained on the floor, shattered, but its screen glowed one last message before fading to darkness. Echoline installed. Awaiting next user. Some calls are better left unanswered. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe and turn on notifications. Just be careful who's on the other end of the line.